The clock is ticking in the month of May already, but when I get back here to some important points, in addition to what I invoked in my three previous videos on the 29th of April and the 1st of May 2022, I want to add back some other things that I've been focusing on, such as the work of the university with Interpol related to the use and abuse of new technology in the context of terrorism. Importantly, coming back also to an overview of the world map of issues and conflicts with the International Criminal Court, that are later based on the 13th plenary meeting of the Fifth Committee, because thanks to the analysis of the meeting and the reports, you can understand far more better the comprehensive distinction between every context of action. As I have been studying several cases yesterday, you can go from analyzing the UN peacekeeping force, the case of Cyprus, into moving to a UN interim administration mission, the case of Kosovo. The United Nations do not recognize Kosovo as a member state. The United States recognizes it as a country. The United Nations interim force, third context of action, if we speak about the case of Lebanon. And also, from the context of IT, we can speak about the United Nations mission for justice reports. Finally, understanding also the work on peacekeeping and counterterrorism in this context of action is also apprehending the hybrid work in the case of the United Nations with the African Union in Darfur. This is something that I want to speak about also during the Africa Dialogue series 2022 that are taking place this month, among the other cases of countries on counterterrorism topics in this context of Africa. I was invoking Nigeria the other day. So looking forward to further more discussions during the Africa Dialogue series in counterterrorism. We have also the work of the OPCW when it comes to the training that is related to advancing the skills of analytical chemists, that increases national capacity for chemical analysis, that is relevant to the Chemical Weapons Convention, and that was a very important discussion to discover furthermore the analysis of the topic. Also looking forward from the nuclear perspective this time to checking the 10th review conference of the parties to the treaty on the non-proliferation on nuclear weapons that will take place in August, the 10th NPT review conference. I also commend the efforts of fellow member states in different fields of counterterrorism and combating COVID-19 and other health issues. Among the other things I can also speak about is the effort made by the UNDP through economic development in Libya in order to contribute to combat violent extremism and counterterrorism. Finally, I can also speak about the work of the Groups of Friends of DDR, a very important meeting that allowed us to learn furthermore about the issues that are basically related to the typology of armed groups in the complex challenges that are posed by non-state armed groups, a discussion that was also held in hybrid format, and from where we have learned furthermore and taken notes in this context of action as well. So most of these contents that I invoked on the past videos are also in my Twitter handle. Looking forward to continuing in this matter. Besides the Africa Dialogue series, there is also the STI forum that will discuss a lot of topics that can indirectly be related to counterterrorism, such as the one of science and technology, and see the news regarding this within this year's forum. Ever since getting involved in a UN career, as you know, the main topic of the work with the United States was related to governance. I mean, you know my history of politics before, as we have started with the presidential election of 2012, and most specifically regarding the one of 2016. From state level, you know that I have been involved with the races of Ohio in 2014, New Jersey in 2017, and New York in 2018. But now it's a new time to speak about it. I don't want to get back onto this because, understanding the complex process of how politics can hamper relations in governance, and I see your points, I've read it, is a very important thing. That's the reason why I am in a position where I cannot side with this and this party. To me, it doesn't make a difference if Biden is a president or Trump. That's not a difference for me, because in my work of governance, we focus about other things, and politic field is not really our cup of tea in that matter. And I hear you, like I said. Look, I agree can destroy a lot of things. We are not going to the past, full stop, in this video. The good terms is a very important thing that I still hold with past presidents and past governors, and that's a very important mention in regards of this matter of governance for me. But one thing is for sure, and I've already spoken about it, that COVID-19 is a real hurdle for politics all across the world. It's a process that got complicated. If we want to envision, because we should not see the pandemic as an excuse, but a time to rebuild, to reflect, focusing here in the United States on multipartism, if I may